Welcome back to the PulpMX Fantasy Show presented by Maxxis Tire. I'm Donnie from RotoMoto. In this video, I'll give you 4 riders that I like for the opening round of the Pro Motocross Series, 1 that I don't, tips for picking the FFL, a weather report, a race day schedule, and of course, an early look at my team, all courtesy of Maxxis Tire. You know Maxxis Tire. You know their MXST tire designed by the king of Supercross and my all-time favorite rider, Jeremy McGrath. It is the newest and most advanced tire on the Maxxis MX lineup, featuring an all-new tread pattern, compound, and composition to provide the stability, predictability, and traction that the upper tiers of motocross demand. Available at your local retailer and also at motosport.com. No additions or subtractions from the ins and outs, meaning Marchbanks, RJ, Hammaker, and McAdoo all still sitting on the sidelines, with Eli and Webb eyeing a return for the second half of the outdoor series. Looking at picks this weekend, starting with your 250 All-Star, I'm going with Tom Vial. There is clearly a hierarchy here, with the top 3 in Hayden, Levi, and Tom separating themselves from the rest of the pack, and with a 38 and 47 having 1 handicaps, that 2 of Tom really speaks. He is historically a great starter, and the 2-time world champion is mature enough to just ride his race knowing it is early in the season, where the other 2 youngins are more likely to get a little wily. A double points 250 rider that I like this weekend is Jordan Smith. The Star Racing Yamaha veteran came out of the gate swinging with a 7th, but a first lap crash in the second moto left him scrambling back to 18th. Last season, Jordan finished in the top 14 in 6 of 8 motos, with the best of 6th twice, so it wouldn't be unreasonable to see an 80-point day this weekend. 450 side All-Star, there is huge value in Aaron Plessinger. Last season, he was the only rider not named Jet Lawrence to finish inside the top 10 in every single moto, with a worst of just 8th at High Point. Last season, he opened the California rounds with 5-4 and 3-6 scores respectively, and I don't see any reason he can't go top 7 twice this weekend. The guy I'm staying away from this weekend is Phil Nicoletti. The filthy one has become a very steady veteran in this class, but there just isn't enough meat on the bone at a 2 handicap. Last season, Phil's best was 7th in a weaker class, meaning his ceiling is a 64, and if he matches his 9-9 scores from last weekend, he would score only 6 more than an All-Star. The high handicap hero this weekend is AEO KTM's Ryder McNabb. The 107 was on his way to a huge day, running 14th in Moto 1 before a late crash led to a DNF instead. He came back in the second moto to score a 19th to reinforce my confidence in him. I picked him last week at a 13 and love him even more this week at that 14. Moving on to your FFL, surprise, surprise, Deegan and Vial take the first 2 of the year with Kitchen hot on both of their heels. Hard to pick between the 2. Vial probably slightly better technique, with Danger Boy slightly better equipment. I'm sure Danger Boy will have a higher pick trend, so if you're looking to swerve, go with Tom. 450 side, it is obviously Jet or Bust, as he has 20 of the last 24 dating back to last season. Don't get cute, take the points. Back to your regular scheduled Cali weather, a high in the 80s with the sun beating down all day. A West Coast round means Race Day Live kicks off at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. You'll see the qualifying cheat sheet on both Twitter and Instagram by 3 p.m. Eastern, with the picks locking an hour later at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, with gates dropping shortly thereafter. My Thursday team sees Tom Vial lead the 250 squad at the All-Star spot, with Jordan Smith at a 4, Ty Master Pool also sporting a 4 handicap, and Talon Hawkins at a value 12. 450 side, I like Aaron Plessinger at a 6, Dean Wilson also a 6, Marshall Welton at that 7, and DK Derek Kelly with a 10. Don't forget to follow PulpMX Fantasy and at RotoXMoto on both Instagram and Twitter for injury updates as the weekend rolls on, qualifying info, and stats and banter throughout the race itself, and those fantasy cheat sheets once qualifying is done and wrapped. Thanks as always for watching the PulpMX Fantasy Show presented by Maxxis Tire. My name is Donnie. May your chiz this weekend. Remember that 8 is great. And most importantly, have fun. Good luck, y'all.